Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is a full face of black owned and cruelty free makeup brands. There's some common brands in here that a lot of people may already know are cruelty free and are black owned, for example Fenty, but there are some other brands that hopefully you might not have heard of, and hopefully after this review / tutorial you'll go and check them out. So if you want to see how I achieved this look and if you want to see what specific products I used, then obviously stick around to the end, keep on watching. Don't forget to like the video and let me know if this is the type of video you'd like to see more of on this channel, or just let me know anyway, because like I keep saying in the last few videos, I'm definitely running out of ideas now. And also at the end there's a very mini giveaway. It's only so small, so obviously if you're interested in that as well, keep watching to the end and obviously enter. Now it's only UK based. I normally do international giveaways quite a lot on this channel, but the packaging I've paid in the past, for example, somebody from India won my Elf Mint Milk giveaway and the packaging was really high for that, which I don't mind if it's a big gift, but obviously this is just something so small. Before we do jump in, don't forget to subscribe and think about turning on the notification bell if honest makeup reviews and very informative makeup tutorials are your thing, and hit that bell so you won't miss out on any of my weekly uploads. The first product that I'm going to be going in with is a product by Fenty Beauty. The Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer, and I'm using the soft matte version. And I actually do tap a little bit just on the under eye, as I actually believe that this primer helps to stop concealer from creasing on the under eye. A little bit extra on the chin, as that is a place for me, for some reason the foundation just does not seem to last really. So the next product I'm going in with is another product by Fenty Beauty. So this is the original Fenty foundation. So this is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and I'm in the shade 190. And today for concealer I will actually be using the corresponding concealer. So if you're 190 in the Fenty Beauty foundation, then you'll be 190 in the concealer. So just for reference, that is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 190. So to apply the foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty 110 foundation brush, and I'm just going to be applying this to the skin first with a brush to give the most full coverage, and then I'm going to be tapping over with a beauty blender, as that will really airbrush the skin. So I'm going in now with the Fenty Beauty 160 face and body brush, and I find this brush really useful to actually blend foundation down the neck, because even when I use motions like this, which I normally don't do with foundation, so for example swiping the product and really circling it and buffing it into the skin, that's something I never do with foundation, but on the neck with this brush, that's what I do, and it just seems to not make the foundation separate and give an even coverage. So, and how cute is this little brush? It's literally so comfortable to use as well. So now I'm going to be blending the foundation in with a beauty blender now, which is a damp beauty blender by the way. So to set the face today, I'm going to be using the Jordana Cosmetics Set and Brighten Powder Duo, and I'm going to be using the shade Half Baked today, which is obviously a very yellow tone powder. So there's a loose setting powder in the bottom, and there is a pressed setting powder in the top with a little mirror. So the idea is you use the loose powder first, and then you go on top with the pressed powder to actually brighten up the under eye. And I will be taking this powder just over the eyelid as well, as I've actually used some of the Fenty Beauty concealer to prime the eyelids today. And this powder smells of strawberries. It smells absolutely beautiful. So while this continues to bake on the face for about 2 minutes or so, I'm just going to be talking you through the next product that I'm going to be using. So this is from Juvia's Place, and this is the Saharan Blush Palette Volume 2. So this for me, which is called Yara, the shade Yara, I think that's how you pronounce it. This for me is deep enough to be a contour shade, so that's what I'm going to be using to contour today. And I am actually going to be doing an eye look today. There's 2 shimmer shades in the middle, Solar and Zoba. So I'm going to be taking the shimmer shades as eyeshadows. Even though this is a blush palette, as you can see, it's quite diverse because for me it's a bronzer, eyeshadow and blush as well. And this is literally the only Juvia's Place product that I own, but I would like to try more from the brand. I'd definitely like to try the I Am Magic foundation. It looks so full coverage, but unfortunately I just can't seem to get it on Beauty Bay, so I don't know if it's like available in the UK or on any other sites, but if it is and you know it is, please let me know in the comment section, as I'd definitely love to purchase that and the concealer that goes with it as well. So I'm just going to dust this bake away with a Real Techniques blush brush. And as you can see, it is a really smooth powder that does brighten the eye and also mattifies it. So now to do the contour, I'm going to be going in with the tapered blending brush, and this is from a brand called So Eco. So I'm taking this shade as explained before. And that is applying really smooth and is actually not too deep for my skin tone. Literally works perfectly for me, even though it is a blush. So now I'm going to be going back in with the pressed powder from Jordana Tisha Cosmetics. So I'm going to be taking the pressed powder on a clean powder puff, and I'm just literally going to be pressing this in to the compact and placing it just on the under eye, which I really do think does brighten the under eye, but also in my opinion adds a little bit more full coverage, which I actually do like that look on the under eye, a bit more full coverage. So yeah, I hope that you can see that on camera, that it does actually add more full coverage. And then I'm just going to be taking the clean end of this powder puff and really just pressing that product into the skin, so that there's not a white cast left and there'll be no flashback in photographs and in real life. So now I'm going back in to my loose baking powder, and I'm going to be just carving out underneath the contour. So same damp beauty blender. So now that I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow, I actually do need to apply a little bit of loose baking powder again to the under eyes, which I really should have done before I'd put the pressed powder on top, but I did forget, so I'm just doing that now. And this is just to catch any fallout from the eyeshadow look that I'm about to do. By putting a powder down, you can just sweep any bits of eyeshadow that fall away, the powder will catch them, and then it won't ruin your base makeup. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be going in with the Colour Drain Smoke Show eyeshadow palette. So this is what the colours look like. Now, it's definitely not the most exciting palette, but I can vouch that the actual eyeshadows are really good quality and high pigment. So I'm going to be doing a very simple eye look today, as I am going out after I film this tutorial. When I say going out, I just mean shopping into town. So I am going to keep the look very daytimey. And I will only be using 2 brushes today. So the first brush I'm going to be using is the Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush for packing on the shadow. And the next brush I'm going to be using is the Morphe M518, and that is for blending out the shadow and buffing away any harsh lines. So 2 brushes, 1 eyeshadow palette. So I'm picking up the shade Flammable, which was this shade. And as always, as anyone will know who watches this channel, whenever I do eyeshadow, my go-to technique is to build up the deeper colour on the outer corner of the eye first. So I'm just literally packing this down, and then I'm making sure that when I open my eye you can actually see the colour. So that just means I'm taking the shadow above my own natural crease. And this stage just doesn't really have to be neat. So I'm just going to be blending these edges away now by turning the brush this way. At first I was just packing it down at this angle. Now I'm turning the brush, more pointing the brush directly towards my actual eyelids. And I'm just using windshield wiper motions and circular motions as well, just to diffuse the harsh edges. And then I'm just packing the excess onto the eyelid. And then now I'm going to be going in with that clean Morphe brush and just doing the same process. So windshield wiper motions, and I'm blending the shadow all the way up to the eyebrow. And then again, I'm just tracing a circular shape on the outer corner. And that's how this product blends. In the centre of the eye, I'm going to be picking up a little bit of the shade Naked Eye. And I'm just picking this up on my finger. And I'm just applying this to the centre of the lid. Just going to be tapping that into place, like so. And then taking that clean Morphe brush. Well, it's probably not so clean now. It's probably got a little bit of eyeshadow on, but not a lot. And that is just to lighten up the centre of the eye. And then now I'm going to be going in with another product. So this was originally bought as an eyeshadow, but it is actually a highlighter. So this is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. And I've picked up the shade Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. Probably going to go in with this shade, which is Moscow Mule. And I'm just going to be applying it to the centre of the lid to add a little bit of shimmer. So it becomes a very, very subtle spotlight eye. So now I'm going to be going back in with the first brush and the first shade, which was Flammable. And I'm just going to be deepening up the outer and inner corner of this eyelid. And then back over again with the Morphe brush. And then I'm just going to go back in with Moscow Mule to really just intensify the spotlight a little bit more. So now I'm going back into the Sahara Blush Palette Volume 2. And I'm going to go over with the shade Sober, which is a very, very intense pink on my skin tone. And I'm just going to pat this on top of where I've placed that Fenty Beauty highlight. And then lastly, I'm going to go in with the shade Sober. They literally sound the same. This one was Solar, the one I've just gone into, and this one's Zoba. So, which is a much lighter, more champagne-y, pearlescent pink. Okay, so that's more the look I was going for. I actually really need to lighten the centre up. So I'm just going to keep building up Zoba. So I'm just going to be going and doing the other eye off camera. And I am going to be applying some of the Fenty Beauty mascara, the Full Frontal mascara. So this is in the shade Cause I'm Black. And it's the Volume Lift and Curl mascara. It's quite a unique product really. So you can have it as a flat brush, or if you turn it to the side, it goes into a more fuller wand. So best of both worlds with this product. But I don't really like to fill a mascara, as it's just like you have to go so close to the camera, and then I do all messed up faces. So I'm just gonna do the mascara off camera, but that's what I'm using today if anyone is interested. So I've just applied the mascara as I explained, and I've dusted away the baking powder. So now I'm going to be going back in with the Sahara Blush Palette Volume 2 and taking that contour shade again. Teeny bit down the sides of the nose, and I'm pinching the bristles together to make them really thin and streamlined. A little bit of contour in the Cupid's bow and just underneath the bottom lip. So because I actually do not own a lip liner from a black owned and cruelty free beauty brand, I'm going to be going in today with the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks. Now this is in the shade Mocha. So this is just a matte skin stick. So this is basically just a brown contour stick is what I would normally use it for, but today I'm going to be using it as lip liner. So I'm actually going to be taking a small flat angled brush, as I actually just cannot do lipstick without a lip liner. I just cannot do it. And anyone who watches this channel will know I just love nude lips so much, and when there's a will, there's a way. And I guess this is kind of good for showing that like each makeup product has not just one use, it's literally multi-use. Now, I don't actually know how long this will last, as I've never actually used this product as a lip liner, but it is a matte skin stick, so that does give me a little bit of hope that it will actually last quite a while on the lips. And actually on the eyes, I've just realised I've actually used blush and highlight as eyeshadow, so there's another multitasking product. I know that I did use the eyeshadow as well, but I have actually used Fenty Beauty highlighter, and I actually used the Juvia's Place blush as well, so. And this as a lip liner is actually really effective. It's literally the exact nude that I would normally go for. And don't forget to join the lips up at the corner as well, which is something I normally do forget. Okay, so one thing I will say about using the matchsticks as a lip liner is that it's definitely a little bit more slippery, but that's probably because I'm using a brush rather than a pencil, which is a little bit more precise. The brush is actually a little bit slippery, but as a lip liner so far, I am actually like quite impressed really. So because today I am going for a nice natural daytime look, on the lips I'm just going to be going in with a clear gloss. So this is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, and this is in the shade Diamond Milk. So this is the Universal Lip Luminizer. Now when I say clear, it's not exactly clear, it's got like little sparkle shimmer bits in. And obviously that matchstick will have added a little bit of colour to the lips as well. Now we're down to our last two products, so blush and highlight. So for blush, you might have guessed, but I am going to actually be going back in with the Saharan palette. So I'm going to try a shade that I've not tried. So this is the shade Tau, T-A-U or Tau, I don't know how you would pronounce that. I'm going to say Tau because it sounds better than Tau. And I'm picking this up on a clean Real Techniques buffing brush. And I'm just going to be applying this to the apples of the cheeks and blending it back to the contour. Tau is such a pigmented shade, and even though it is very pigmented and very vibrant and bright, it actually somehow is still quite flattering on my complexion somehow. So far I'm actually really impressed with the Juvia's Place blush palette. And then last but not least, we are going in with the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter, and this is a mini highlighter as you can see, and this is in the shade Rodeo Drive. We're going in with an eyeshadow brush to apply this because it leaves it a bit more pigmented than if you just use a bigger brush. So now this Rodeo Drive highlighter is really pigmented and really blinding, but it's just so flattering, and I actually do find that it just melts into the skin. It doesn't just sit on top of the skin and leaves like a really obvious glow. It just sort of melts into the rest of the makeup. So that's why I love it, and I would go as far to say it's probably one of my favourite highlighters, I would say. And you can really build this up. Like as you've seen at first, it does leave a noticeable glow on the skin, but the more I'm going over it, the more it is building up to be a really blinding highlight. But I do think I've gone a little bit too far on the chin, so I'm just going to take that beauty blender that we've used and just press over, and that's really soaked up any excess highlight, as you can see. So guys, I've now done my hair a little bit, and I did just add a little tiny bit of inner corner highlight. That's the only other makeup bit that I haven't included, was the inner corner highlight. This is how the makeup's looking now. I am really so happy with the look, and all the products used in today's tutorial / review, I would 100% recommend them. Obviously they are cruelty free, which is so important to me on this channel. Like I always try and promote cruelty free and vegan products whenever I can, and all the products used today were cruelty free, so I'd recommend those brands alone just for being cruelty free. And I also really wanted to film a full face of black owned makeup brands tutorial because I've seen other YouTubers do it and I was really inspired by that. But one of the main reasons why I did actually want to do this tutorial being black owned and cruelty free, because when I was looking, I found that there weren't that much. Like I did look for full face of black owned and vegan makeup, and all I could find was full face of black owned but only some products were vegan. So maybe that could be an idea for one of my next tutorials, for me to do a full face of black owned vegan makeup. And I also think it's interesting because sometimes I think when people say black owned, I think some people interpret that as like their products are just made for black people, which is obviously not true. Obviously today everything I've used was black owned, and obviously everything I've used is flattering for my skin tone, perfectly complements my skin tone, all the shades are perfect, everything. So that's like another important aspect of this, like breaking down that little barrier and just like showing people that actually, you know, black owned does not mean just for black people sort of thing. So moving on to that little mini giveaway, the Eldora handmade lashes. So this is the style DS16 and they've got like little beads on them. This is the Eldora handmade lashes in the style D111, which is like little glitter lashes. So these have just been in the drawer, and basically I just thought someone would probably appreciate them a lot more than me, and I just thought someone could probably use those to practice with. Anyone maybe starting new to makeup or who maybe just likes to wear eyelashes in general. So they're just something a little bit different. To be entered into this little mini giveaway, all you gotta do is obviously like the video, you must be subscribed to this channel, and also comment in the comment section why you'd like to win them and whereabouts in the UK you're from. And I'm going to be picking a winner very soon. Literally, I'm only going to leave this to go on for like one day. There's 24 hours to enter from when this video goes up, so good luck, and please keep in mind that it is only UK residents because it's so small. So I am just going to be wrapping this tutorial up now, guys. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. I really do appreciate it. And also, don't forget to like the video in case you might have forgot by now, because this could be quite a long tutorial. Probably is with me. But yeah, don't forget to like the video. Please subscribe, especially if you want to be entered into the mini eyelash UK only giveaway. And think about turning on the notification bell so you won't miss any of my weekly uploads. And leave me some feedback on whether you would like to see the black owned and vegan makeup full face tutorial. Let me know. So once you've done all those steps, I will definitely see you in my next tutorial. Bye!